Welcome to Gindra Talks, where we capture stories and have insightful discussions. This is our second episode. If you all can remember, our previous episode we were talking about leadership, ministry, and business. In today's segment, it's a bit different. We'll be talking about sports. We have great sports men and women with us today. So we have Heshan Johnson with us. So hi Heshan, go ahead and explain about yourself.
Hi Danika, how are you? I am Heshans Olympic and I play for Candy Sports Club and I'm a part of the Sri Lanka Rugby Sevens as well and I'm a Sri Lanka Rugby colorsman. So, and I'm also involved in the worship team and I worship lead at Bethany.
Oh, that's great. So we have Heshan Johnson's little sister, Shelinda Johnson. So
Hello.
hi Shelinda. Go ahead and explain who you are and what you do as well.
Yeah, so hi guys, I'm Shelinda Heshan and I'm also a national athlete. I represent Sri Lanka in the 100 meters and 200 meters. Also involved in the ministry at Bethany Christian Life Center. So yeah, that's about it.
Great. So Heshan, there is so many sports in Sri Lanka. There is cricket, there is football, netball, everything. Why being a ruggerite? Why do you want to be a ruggerite? Why did you pick rugby?
Yeah, the story behind that is when I was young, my parents used to put me to play cricket.
Oh.
So they send me for cricket practice
Oh.
and like I take all the pads and the bats and everything and go and then I sneak out of practice to play rugby.
Oh.
So that's how I ended up playing rugby. So
Nanga, did you know about this?
I actually didn't
You didn't.
know.
Oh, that's something.
But my parents did.
Oh, they knew. Okay. So Shelinda, being an athlete, why do you pick on being an athlete?
Athletics was not for me actually. I never wanted to do athletics. I was doing swimming initially. I started with swimming and then I kept going for like 6-7 years. And then when I was like 8 years old, while I was doing swimming, my teachers forced me to run the sports meet. So that's when I actually started athletics. I didn't want to run, but the teachers pushed me because I had to represent the house. So that's how sports meets happen. And then my mom saw me run and then she was like, she wanted to take me out of swimming and then wanted me to focus in athletics. So that's how it started.
Yes, that's right. Even I saw a picture of your mom when you were running for nationals. She was there, right? Behind the gate or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that means auntie has been an inspiration throughout the whole journey. So now, as I know, you're a pastor's family. Your dad is a pastor, mom is a pastor. They have been working in the ministry for 35 plus years. Have you ever been pressurized by your parents or the community, like church community, ministry? Why isn't Johnson's family kids aren't involved in church? Why aren't they not serving? Because the parents are serving the Lord. Have you all ever been pressurized by your parents or ministry?
yeah, we have actually like a lot, like it happens all the time. Because you can relate to it as well
Yes,
as being a
yes.
pastor's kid. So like growing up, like it was just something we just used to we just go to church on Sunday and then come back home. Like it was not a big deal for us, But being a pastor's kid, we were always involved with church activities, and the people around us were always like, okay, he's the next pastor, he's the next pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were always pressured, but it's always God's plan at the end of the day
Yeah,
that comes to
And
pass.
one thing, it's not like our parents forced us to
Yeah.
be in ministry. It was our choice. We saw that I knew that I can sing, so I was involved in the worship team since I was young. So our parents as pastors, they never really forced us.
Yes.
Like it was not like you have to be in ministry. It was just our choice. So yeah.
Yes, to be very honest, I have seen both of you all worshipping, playing the drums, doing worship. You all have been very supportive. So the people who are saying these things, they don't know what you do actually, because I have seen the way you all put the effort to the ministry. So this is another question I want to ask. Now, doing raga, doing athlete, I know you all pray every day. Do you think prayers, being a child of God, affect being a sportsman, being a sportswoman? Is there anything like, oh, I'm unique because I know the Lord, or I'm unique because God hears my prayers? Anything related to that? Do you think your faith makes a unique role in this sports?
the thing is, like, what I believe is that prayers won't get you a win. Like, prayers will not get you to a certain goal. What it does is, God will give you the ability and the opportunity. He will give you the ability and the opportunity. The hard work gets you through that. Okay, so just because you pray, like, that doesn't mean you're gonna get an edge over someone who doesn't pray or someone who prays less than you. Okay, hard work does you that. So what I believe is the work you put in and the hard work you put in is what will translate to the result.
It pays off.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Nanga, do you
Yeah.
have anything related to this?
Because even I can relate to that, because sometimes it's not like I can always remain as number one Sri Lanka's fast athlete. I can't remain the
Yes.
same. So it's like sometimes when I lose, I ask God, like, why I prayed and why didn't I win?
Yes.
So it doesn't happen like that. Over time, I as I grew up, I knew that prayers do work, but at the end of the day, you need to put in the effort too. You need to work hard to get what you want in life, and then when everything comes together, the
I'll
best.
definitely show you the way. Like, this is the way. Do this.
Yes.
But our hard work gets you through that path.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think talent also. Now,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
I am not a sportswoman. I can't run. I can't play rugby. Because one thing, it's God's calling as well. Because like you were saying, hard work, the talent, everything combined. I mean, God also plays a significant.
And also, like when I run, like in the national race, when we go to the finals, I am the only Christian standing. Okay, I am the only Christian standing. But there are times where I faced injuries. I become 5th or 6th, and then all the other religions they run
Yes.
before me,
Yeah.
and then I wonder, like, where is God? What is happening? But
Actually, that is
So,
one
yeah.
question I wanted to ask. Being a Christian, people must be thinking, oh, we don't have challenges. We are pastors' children. They're praying over us every day, every morning. Maybe they run without anything. They play raga
Yeah.
without anything. I'm pretty sure, like Shelinda was saying, even I might have faced injuries, challenges. Can you tell a bit, playing for a club, this and that? Tell some challenges you faced, some failures, and how did you overcome it as well?
Yeah, so early in my rugby career, like right after school, I had to go through like 2 major injuries on my shoulders and I have to go through 2 surgeries. So coming back from that it was a big challenge for me, and that was like a big
yeah,
setback as
especially
well.
since it's a contact sport,
Yeah,
right?
playing a sport like rugby, there's obviously going to be a lot of injuries and setbacks, so some challenges like dropping from the team or like on and off, like there's ups and downs in your performances or stuff like that you have to deal with all the time. So that phase of my life, that injury phase of my life was actually where like my faith was really tested. Like that part of my life was a phase where like it was really tested, and so sometimes it's a more emotional battle than a physical battle. Sometimes you can be 100% healthy after the injury, but
Yes.
your mind says otherwise. Like gaining that confidence back is the tough part. So prayer, and I always used to say this, that you take care of things that I can't control, and that's a prayer I always used to say. So God helped me through those injuries, and here I am.
God, the devil, everybody tests us, and this is great. The prayer, he prays and all, that is lovely. One more thing that I want to ask is from Shelinda. Now, I'm pretty sure you have a very tough lifestyle. How do you balance being a worship leader, being an athlete? How do you balance both?
Well, since I was young, I used to be in the worship team. So balancing is actually, I won't say it's easy, but there is one good thing in athletics. I don't know about other sports. We don't train in weekends. So then there is a chance where we can actually balance it
Yes.
properly.
Yes.
So practices are always on weekdays, athletic practices. Sometimes we might do 7 days a week, but most of the time it's just weekdays. So church, when it comes to church, especially worship and everything, it's always Saturdays and Sundays for me. It has been like that ever since I was young. So I always found balance in that, and it was not much of a big deal for me. So yeah.
But for me, actually, it's the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she is off on the weekends, I have to play games
Yes,
on the
yes.
weekends. So
Yeah,
and playing, and the toughest part is playing for Kandy Sports Club. Like you have to travel all the time. So
Yes.
during the week I'll be in Kandy training, and then during the weekend I'll have matches. So
Yeah.
balancing that is like a really big challenge. So
And
like
also,
sometimes like yeah.
I make the roster for the church, right?
Yes.
So like when I make the roster, I need to roster him, and then I text him like, "Are you in Colombo this week? Are you there?" He's like,
Yes.
"Always no,
When
no,
you play
no."
a game on Saturday
And then sometimes I roster him, and then I forget that he's not there in
Oh.
Colombo, right?
Yeah.
And then people come to me and he's like, "Where is Heshan? Are you not
Yes,
rostering
yes.
him?" And all that's
Sometimes I miss practices on
he
Saturday,
misses practices,
but-
and I get the
then,
blame.
yeah. I have to find a replacement. You know, there's
Yeah.
Yes,
all
yes.
sorts of challenges, you know. But like I said, you know, like it's tough, but doing something for God, you know, God always makes a way for them.
True.
Always worth it.
Yes. One more thing for Aya. What do you think about losing your rugby match and police winning? You know, this is out of ministry and this. How do you feel? Like impress a bit of
Yeah,
the
no,
emotions.
the tournament that police won, actually we didn't play, but if we played,
I think Nangi has a saying in this as well.
Yeah, because my fiance
Yes.
plays for police. So, actually, yeah, like you said, they didn't participate in the knockouts round. It's two different rounds, no? I don't know. He can explain better, I think.
yeah. What we lost was actually the league to CR after 26 years. We lost to CR, and we lost the league after 9 years. So that's another kind of test, you know, because you can always win.
Win,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, exactly.
yes.
Like I said earlier, so the better team will always win. The team who has put the effort and the work more will win.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was telling my fiance also when they won against CR. So CR was league champs, right?
Yes.
And then
Yeah, but CR beat us, and in
Yeah,
the next
and then
tournament,
they-
police beat
police
CR.
beat CR, right?
Yes.
And then I was telling him at the end of the day, it's about how much of hard work you put in, no? Like how much you give to the sport. It's about commitment. It's about all of that. It's not about our prayers. We can't ask God make CR lose and make police win. It's not like that. So yeah.
ගෙදර වලියම නැද්ද because may call a police. You're in another thing. Do you fight and do you pick a side? I want my
No,
boy.
actually no. Actually my boyfriend is someone who I didn't know him since I was young. No?
Yes.
So police is a team that I support, yes, but also Kandy is something totally different. It's not because my brother is in Kandy or anything.
Yes.
We are from Kandy.
Oh.
So we used to support Kandy ever since we were small, and so that's something different, totally different. And I am a die-hard Kandy fan, Kandy Sports Club fan. So not because he's in it, but yeah.
පොඩ්ඩක් දෙන්න
Obviously,
credit
because I-
අයියට නේද? Power.
What else? You never watched a rugby match for your life.
So, yeah.
Okay, so this question. Do you think sports is a ministry? Do you think by playing sports, do you all think that you all can, you know, me being personally, I work. People ask me the same question, Danika, why aren't you serving the Lord like your dad and mom does? I'm like, I'm not my dad. You know, I do have my work. I have a calling. Do you think with sports, can you minister to people? Do you think, because Nangi was saying she was the only Christian there. So
Yeah.
do you think people see you in a different way? Can you minister to people? Because I know Auntie for sure, wherever she goes, she ministers. I have
Yeah.
seen a quality of Auntie there. So what do you think? Do you think can you minister to people by playing sports?
I feel like the platform that we've been given is a huge platform. Okay, so what I feel personally is wherever I go, I've done so many interviews, right? So most of the time, some presenters, they come to me and they say you can't talk about God and all that. So what I do is I make sure at least I use 2 words. I thank God.
Yes.
That those 2 words can make a huge impact. So
True, yeah.
it's always up to us. I mean, I use this platform as much as I can. Sometimes people from other religions, they come to me and they ask මොකක්ද එතන කිව්ව එකේ තේරුම මොනවාද
Yeah, yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah, you
So
have to deal with the criticism that
Yeah,
comes with
exactly.
That is
So
everywhere,
much.
yeah.
yeah, so I feel like this platform that I've been given personally is a huge platform. So I make sure that I use this platform to thank God every time in whatever I do. I make sure I thank God because without Him, I'm nothing. That for sure I know. So yeah.
Heshan, do you want to add into this? Do you think by playing raga, can you minister to? I know you won't go say come to church, do this, but I'm pretty sure you are unique in this team. I see you playing well. From Paparena we see great news. So, do you think playing raga, can you minister to people?
Like Rukshini said, like you should know your role in faith, and in a team sport like rugby, like you should know your role in order to get the win or whatever to reach your goal. So you should know the role in the kingdom of God as a sportsman as well. So to minister to people, at least I try to, like not always, but you should try to be the influence to people around you, that people that look up to you, and those kind of things.
Great. So I want to know about achievements. So Heshan, biggest achievement playing raga?
Biggest achievement I would say is I got the chance to perform at the Asian Games last year. So the Asian Games is something that happened every 4 years. It's like the biggest sporting event in Asia. So selected few get to go to that, and leading up to that was like in 2018 was the last time the Asian Games happened, and that was around the time when I got injured and I had to go through my surgeries, and I was taking a few steps back from rugby. But when that Asian Games was happening, I actually told myself, it's a true story, right? I actually told myself that in 4 years, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pray towards it. I'm gonna work towards it, right? By the time I have never even got selected to the squad, I was just out of school and injured and with surgeries and all those. So that 4 years leading up to it was a really tough time for me. From COVID and those kind of stuff happened, like rugby was at a stop, country, and like all sorts of stuff. So, but I believe is like everything that happened in those few years was God's plan for me leading up to last year. Even the 2022, it was supposed to happen in 2022, so it postponed because of COVID in China to 2023. So like what I believe is like it was God's plan, and like I had to trust God's timing on that. So that was my biggest achievement last year.
Oh, that's great. So Shelinda, biggest achievement?
Biggest achievement is Youth Olympic Games, which was held in Argentina back in 2018. So Youth Olympics is also happens every 4 years. So even Youth Olympics, I have a story behind this. So I was actually not selected for Youth Olympics. I had to go for a selection before Youth Olympics. That was in Bangkok, as I remember. So yeah, in Bangkok I was supposed to place either first, second, third, but I came fourth. Right, and then somehow I don't know what happened. I actually can't remember what happened. The third place girl, she was from Thailand, I think. Somehow she was not able to represent Youth Olympic Games. Maybe it was something to do with doping or something. I don't know. And then I think 2 or 3 weeks before Youth Olympic Games, I got a call while I was practicing. And then it was the president of the Athletic Association. So he called me and then he was like, pack your bags and get ready. We are going to Argentina. I was like, oh my god, I was literally in tears. I was crying because I worked so hard for it, and I just imagine working so hard for it, and then you become fourth. And then Youth Olympics, because Youth Olympics is something that you only get to take part once in your lifetime. Okay, it's Youth Olympics, no? So you need to turn the age either 17, 18 or 19. So after that we are not youth anymore, right? So I was 17, I was the youngest actually. So that was my last and first. So that's how Youth Olympic would be my biggest achievement.
So I remember you won.
Yes.
How was the feeling? I saw you running, we saw those clips. How was it?
Overwhelming, I'd say.
Did you cry?
I cried.
I think Mama Danika Mugakari Polo.
I was. So long ago actually, and it was one of the greatest achievements. I was. So there is a story behind this actually. Youth Olympics. I had no one. My family was in Sri Lanka. My coach was in Sri Lanka. I was all alone back in Argentina because from the athletic team there was only 3, and all the other members were different sports, right? So it's games, no? So all the sports are coming together here, and 3 from athletic represented. I was one of them, And the day I ran my first round, I became 16th overall in world. So in the world, I was 16th overall, and then I had just one day, and then the next day, it's the finals, so last round, and then I became 16th. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give up. There's no hope for me. 16th. If I'm becoming 16th in the first round, there's obviously no hope, right? So I was calling mama, and then I was speaking to my coach over phone, and then everyone motivated me. Then while I was I kind of isolated myself, okay,
Yes.
because no one was there for me, not even a friend. And I was thinking to myself, like, if God helped David defeat Goliath, okay, with just one stone from his sling, he did it. And that story demonstrates faith, how the power of faith and courage works. So I was thinking to myself, if God can help David defeat this giant, why can't God help me run a 200 meters? So it was all about a little bit of faith there. And then I ran the 200 meters the next day. I was full of energy and I was so happy. I don't know what happened to me. And then I ran somehow, and I was able to finish 9th overall in the world and fastest in Asia.
Oh,
So
that's huge.
yeah,
Yes.
it all took just a little bit of faith, right? So that's the
little
story
bit of
behind
prayer.
it.
Actually,
Yeah, a
look,
little bit of prayer.
you should not always have a friend with you
Yeah,
by
exactly.
your side.
Yeah.
You remembered God, which
Yeah.
is like
Yeah,
awesome.
when no one was
Yes.
around me,
Yes.
and my mom was like, "No, you are going to do it. Don't worry, pray
Yes.
and do it, pray and
Yes.
do it." And our parents are. But yeah, it just took I think it just took like 5 minutes, 10
Yes.
minutes for me to talk to God.
Mm.
That's just a little bit of faith.
Mm.
So,
So people hearing this, I think this is a good story for them to always listen. You should not have a friend with you or a family member. It's great to have support, but God is our number one supporter. Like you were saying, the smallest prayer. When you have faith, encouragement comes over you. You know, like
yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Damn, I'm gonna work for it. You know, that encouragement goes in your body.
Yeah.
Do you want to put something to this? Do you think when you are alone, I'm pretty sure always parents, girlfriends, friends are not with you all. Sometimes you all face challenges alone, you know. Even I do myself.
Yeah.
I cry alone. I'm like, God, can't you hear me? But you know, sometimes faith builds up. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the best. You prayed for it. Have you won a match? I want to know about that. Your faith build up, or you know, clear up the match. Have you come to a setback like that after praying to the Lord and all?
Yeah, a lot actually. So like I said, like this year we lost to Sia.
Yes.
So leading up to that week, I was praying so much, like every day, like fasting, praying. Okay, in Candy. So, but you didn't get the win. So,
Yes.
and those kind of stuff like breaks you down, and you know, that's a big challenge to overcome. You know,
Yes.
like it tests your faith. Like that's a big test, but. But what I believe is at the end of the day, like it's God's plan. Everything is God's plan. You know, it happens for a reason. Like maybe for me to grow as a person, to become a better person. You know.
Yes, true. I want to know, I'm pretty sure young athletes are watching. Shelinda, do you want to give any person who's watching who wants to be an athlete and who wants to do ministry, how do you balance? I want you to speak out and say to the people who are willing to do sports, you can do it. You know, give them a small motivational thought on it. You know, they want to hear from the super talented runner. So go ahead and say everybody who's watching.
Yeah. So ministry and sport, I'd say. Ministry is something so beautiful. Like when you get into it, like I won't say like, you know, everything is but unicorns and butterflies. I won't say like that. You are going to face so much of trials and errors when you are in ministry. I myself am facing so much, but when you do it like with a passion and with so much love, because ministry is something that I am called to do. So if you want to get into ministry and balance sports, it's actually up to you. Okay, but always know ministry is something so beautiful. I love doing ministry. I love the leadership. I love just worshipping and everything. And even when it comes to sports, I make sure I balance it. Like I said, for me, I haven't found it so hard For these past few years, I haven't found it hard to balance it. But I'm pretty sure anyone who wants to, put your heart and mind into it, they will definitely achieve.
Okay, so Heshan, go ahead and say what you want to say the youth playing rugby or any sports. A small encouragement word from you.
Yeah, so like I said, for me, like it's a tough task for being in Kandy and coming to Colombo, connecting all those together. So if I can do it, I think anyone can. It's easy for anyone. Like that's like the toughest part for me. So like she said, worship, leading, music, and all that. Like being in the presence of the Lord is, that passion is what drives you.
Yes.
So even if you don't have any reason to come to church, that sometimes is one reason for you to worship, leading, and that presence of God is sometimes one reason where you push yourself to go. Okay,
Be
go
in
and do this.
church.
Yeah,
Yes,
be in
yes.
church.
Great. So I think for everybody listening today, like Shelinda and Heshan was saying, being in the ministry is such a unique feeling that you can't actually feel if you're not doing it. Personally for me as well. Sports in the same way. So thank you Shelinda and Heshan for being here with us. I know you all have busy schedules and etc. This means a lot to us, and thank you for the insightful thoughts that you all gave everybody watching. So thank you for watching, and if you all have any questions, anything regarding any questions, comment down below and subscribe and give us a like and share this video as well. And if you all want us to bring special guests, let us know. We will do it for you all. So thank you once again for watching, and stay tuned for our third episode.